All right, here we have an example of a final project from a student in the past. You will notice that in this final project, there are well over 100 slides. This one has over 1,000 slides, lots of detail. This person duplicated some of the scenes that they want to last a little longer on the screen, scenes that you need to read, or scenes that you want to just kind of pause on. And then they have some like cut scenes here, right? We have our title, and then it goes to the start of the animation, and all that. So we are going to go ahead and watch this animation so you can see an example of a really, really awesome final project. Now that was a great animation. It was about 2 minutes long, and it was very detailed. Yours does not need to be as long as Charlotte's, the person's we saw, but here's the things it does need. So you need to make sure that this cartoon has at least 2 to 3 characters that you created. You need to make sure that the shapes and the lines that make up each character can be moved slightly from slide to slide to create that appearance of movement. You can choose an original story. You can retell a scene from a book or TV show or movie. You can make it about your friends, families, and pets. Or you can ask your teacher. We have tons of ideas that you can pick from as well. You're going to be graded on these following things: making sure you use your work time wisely and save it to your OneDrive. Make sure that you can have an excellence in movement, have the ability for your story to make sense. We have to understand that story. You can be silly, you can be crazy, but it still needs to make sense. You need to make sure your story is school appropriate, know where you are. You have creativity in creating your characters and your storyline. We are going to present this cartoon at the end, so your peers will see it, and make sure you're following the strike matrix. Now, this is the rubric of how you're going to be graded, and it's those things we just talked about. It lists in detail what exactly will get you 25 points maximum versus 0 points in each category. So if you wanted to pause as I go through, you can take a look at the requirements. You should also have a copy of this, but if you don't, you can ask your teacher for one. This one here is having to do with the timings, especially if you finish early. Make sure your timings are working. If something's going too fast, if all the slides are going too fast, then you can mess with that timing in transitions up here. And you can play with 3/100ths of a second, 1/100th of a second, whatever you want. If it's just a couple slides are moving too fast, remember to duplicate those slides. Don't change anything. Just make lots of the same slide to leave it on your screen for longer. So especially if you finish early, rehearse those timings and make sure that it's not too fast or slow. The last thing I'm going to remind you is that these presentations, because these are our final big projects, they should not be less than 100 slides. Try your best. I think our practice ones were around 30, so it shouldn't be too hard to get around 100. If you're having trouble, ask for help. These are some ideas of things that you can do. I have those available for you as well. I don't have my thing open right now, but come and ask and get started on your final project.